Hey guys, I'm RP and this is my tier list from the last time I did one. And why do I have this open today? So, today, the 12th, the Fall Guys Twitter account said that Season 4.5 is coming out tomorrow. So I figure it's a good time to review this tier list to wrap up Season 4 Prime, and also rank the other levels here. Let me just do the usual stuff, separate them by category. Race, race, not a race. This is a new kind of level, survival race, and the team games. Okay, so this is my tier list from last time. So we're gonna do a quick review, and then we were gonna move on to the levels that were added. And this is just a new addition. I'm gonna get to this. So from the previous level, I think Slime Climb is my favorite game. As much as I like Hexagon, I get happier when I see Slime Climb over Hexagon. Even though I love this is almost no difference. Basically, is all I'm trying to say. The difference here is minimal. The second thing I'm gonna say is that I think I went too crazy on Freezy Peak being the Lord and Savior that keeps us safe from team games, keeps us safe from tail tag and all that, for two reasons. One, tail tag became more common now since team games seem to have taken a hit. Two, with new team games, when they do show up, I mean, Freezy Peak has a lower layer of protection, and now there are even more games that can save us from those games, like Big Shots and Hoverboard Heroes, and Short Circuit even. So it lowers the importance of the game, but it's still a great game. Goes into A tier. Definitely A tier. Top of A tier. I do well. I love playing it. I know how to do the skip on the trampolines. It's such a fun thing to pull off when you can do it. Yeah, so it's a great game altogether. Jump Showdown I have to move up. It's my favorite final other than Hex, so it has to be here. And finally, I think I will switch Roll Off and Thin Ice. I prefer Thin Ice. I've been getting better at Thin Ice, and the more I play Roll Off, the more I wish it was the crazy vomit-inducing version again, but alas. So, Wall Guys, I feel like it's in a good spot. The new variants add a lot of cool stuff. Big Fence is in a good spot. Night Fever. Snowball Survival, the more I play, the less I enjoy playing it. It's a mix of it's not killing so many people as before, and losing it feels very frustrating. So I'm gonna move you down for now. Keep you here for now, but let's see. And Hoopsie, Whirligig, Tundra Run. Yeah, this seems right. I would say go to B tier at least. I prefer to play Royal Fumble over Snowball Survival. So Snowball Survival, I feel is better than Jump Club. Jump Club is a little boring. For this reason, I think I'm gonna move Gate Crash up a bit. I prefer to play Gate Crash over Jump Club, and actually over this one as well. Gate Crash will have been promoted. Rollout, yeah, Rollout is a bit more boring by comparison, I think. Dizzy Heights is in the right place. Fall Mountains is in the right place. As much as I prefer Fruit Shoot over Fall Mountain has a more exciting reward when you do win it. When you win Fall Mountain, it always feels amazing. You grab the crown and you win. Nothing feels as cool as that in the game. So it has that going for it. Fruit Shoot, Hit Parade. Yeah, okay, Hit Parade. DoorDash. Now, Penguin Pursuit. Penguin Pursuit is a game that's gonna go down quite a bit, and due to no fault of its own. When Season 4 released, they added two very important changes to the base game, not even to Penguin Pursuit, to the game itself, Fall Guys. First, the Fall Guys are much more stable. They are harder to topple, they are harder to tumble, to fall off, to trip over, which vastly improved games like DoorDash, Hexagon when it did happen, Thin Ice when it did happen. But so when players jump next to each other, they don't fall over for no reason, you don't trip for no reason anymore. or at least not nearly as much. But that defeated the one counter to the jump strategy in Penguin Pursuit, which is just grab a penguin and don't stop jumping, ever. The one counter to that strategy was jumping into them and hopefully you could take them down. And because that became like unbeatable pretty much, they also introduced the new grab interaction in which if you're holding an object and you get grabbed and you jump, or while you're jumping you get grabbed, you will immediately drop the object and like it's gonna fly off your hands, which is very annoying. So for this reason, Penguin Pursuit became way less enjoyable than it was, like way less enjoyable. So I have to knock it down a bunch. I would still play it over Jinx. No, I don't know actually. Leave it there. Leave it here for now. At least D tier. But we'll keep going. So Penguin Pursuit. Block Party is fine. I mean, it's a little boring. Perfect Match. It's a perfect match is like fighting a bonfire in Dark Souls. It's a time to rest a bit, collect your thoughts before the next round. Such a low stakes game. Even if you do lose, you don't even mind. You're like, oh well, guess I didn't pay attention. And now C tier we have Rock and Roll, have Hoopsie Daisies, No Scrap. I have to move Fall Ball up one slot. I prefer to play it more. The more I play it, the more I prefer Fall Ball over No Scrap. So promoted. And actually with the new variant, I prefer Hoopsie over... You know what? You get to B tier. Hoopsie Daisy, especially when you get the new variant, both are good, but the new variant adds a little spice to it. So yeah, I have to get it up one tier, I think. Bottom of B tier now. Snow Scrap is just just okay. If you don't get bullied, it would be a B. If you do get bullied, I think it's a D or even an E. So I feel like this is a good middle ground for this. Ski Fall is I always say this is the game you win by not playing. It's incredibly boring. It's not bad, not even a little bad, but it's very boring to play. You just it's a brain dead game. You just walk down the slope and jump at the end. You don't consider anything. You just go and you finish it. You get hit by a pendulum. You try again. It's gonna be fine. It's completely inconsequential. Super boring. It stays there. But it's still not as boring as Seesaw, which is just run forward and occasionally jump. This one at least tends to end faster than Seesaw. Tiptoe is a little bad, no argument here. I would say Penguin Pursuit is still better than Jinx. Even with the new mechanics. It's still a great game when you can juke. Actually no. Because with Jinxed, actually I already think Jinxed. It would be above Jinx, but because Jinx is now the only game where I can reliably play the juking game, along with Royal Fumble. But that's a team game environment, so it's a bit more annoying. I would place it, yeah, I would place it here. Never mind, because it's not because Penguin Pursuit. It would be here, but Penguin Pursuit got a little worse. Yes, it has to be this way. Jinx is actually better now. I prefer to play Jinx over Penguin Pursuit. So now we have Egg Scramble and Hoarders. Hoarders has to move up over Egg Scramble, which is absurd, I know, but yeah. These two are terrible games, irredeemable, terrible games. There's nothing of value to be found here. I will not change this opinion, and Tail Tag is the worst of the bunch. So yeah, I feel this updated tier list represents what I think. As for the newcomers, so let's start with Perfect Deathmatch. What is this? This is Perfect Match with the spinning beam in the middle. They made a special placement for it. I'm not gonna place it here because I don't rank variants as their own thing. But just for the rec, just because it's here, if I was rating it, I would place it somewhere in A tier. It's great, top of A tier, high A tier basically. It's an excellent game. So let's move on to Season 4 itself. So we have 7 new games. Tomorrow there will be 2 more. We'll leave those to the end of the season, but for now, what do we have? We have Roll On, the only Season 1 themed level of the Roll family, along with Roll Off and Roll Out. It's a race. You run on rolls instead of just surviving on them. If you fall off, you just respawn. There are sections, but I feel like it's a pretty boring game. It's another case of the simple race where you just run forward, occasionally jumping here and there. And yeah, you wait until it's over. There isn't much in terms of fun here. I would prefer to play it over Seesaw, for sure, but it's not much better than that. Pretty boring game. Nothing really special. Let me get this out of the way so I don't get mixed up. So yeah, pretty boring game. It's better than Seesaw, but that's not a high bar to clear. So you get C. You're still Ski-Fall is still a little better. It's because it's faster. Usually it's faster. Skyline Stumble. Now this is a great race. Everything about it. You start on the platform. You jump on a low gravity zone, avoiding planets and jumping on platforms. You clear a pinball thing with a bar, light bar I think. Then there are the laser bridges which you have to time it right. And then comes the maze with the buttons. There are many paths you can take. If you're fast enough, you can even take a side path that gets you there immediately. Then there are the swings, and then you have the final obstacle which allows you to either go to the sides through the conveyor belts and then the low gravity zone, or the pinball machine. It's incredibly fun. I love the music, I love the aesthetics, I love the level itself. If you time your jump just right, you can go from the bottom flipper all the way to the top. There's skill involved then, so many good things on this one. It deserves a spot in A tier, above Freezy Peak even. It's just that good. They nailed it. Now Short Circuit is a unique race. The first race in the game where you have to actually run laps instead of just reaching the finish line. This one has like 2 minor nitpicks I have with it. The first one is how position dependent it is. Like it's a huge difference getting an advantage here. You can always catch up, but it's such a big advantage if you are right in front. Like you will clear this effortlessly if you are really in front of everyone. And you can prolong your advantage with the buttons later on. And the other nitpick is the first section after the blocks. I would say, I guess it's the second section, is really annoying with the spinning plates and the beams that you, if you mistime it, it's annoying. You take a while to get up. It's very annoying. Oh, and there is of course the longest camera pan of all time. Mediatonic, please reduce the length of the camera pan on this level. It's ridiculous. No one needs to see that for I don't know how many seconds, 12? Anyway, other than all that, it's a fantastic level, probably the best level in the season. I would say. Okay, so the obstacles, the little block maze is fun. You can climb on top if you get a good starting position and clear the whole thing. You can push it quickly and pass everyone else. Second section, like I said, a little annoying. The gravity zone can give you a huge advantage if you get there first and press the button. The last section with the flippers it's so fun if you can hit both of them and just launch yourself towards the finish line. It's just fun altogether. I would have to give it a lower S, another S tier. I would prefer to play these, but Short Circuit is so good, it deserves a spot in S tier. My favorite game of this season for sure. Now Hoverboard Heroes. Hoverboard Heroes is very fun. I would say incredibly fun. It's basically a take on Slime Climb, which is my favorite game. You just have to survive a trip on a hoverboard. and you do have to reach a finish line in the end. What don't I like about it? Well, it's a little chaotic in the sense that too many players can make it frustrating to move around with, especially with the new. Like I said, since you now stop, since they stop the Fall Guys from falling over so easily and tumbling and tripping, the new problem is desync drag, where if a Fall Guy runs next to your Fall Guy, in their screen they are running over you and then you get dragged along and the game gets confused and you can get dragged very long distances and even fall off. Very annoying on Hoverboard Heroes. What else can I say about it? And the final obstacles can get very annoying if you crowd the pinball and then you fall off. Even though you're in the right place, you may fall off and just hit the slime right before the end. Due to no fault of your own, just because the physics engine calculated something that way, and instead of sending you to the exit, you just fall into the slime. Those are nitpicks like with Short Circuit, but they are bigger nitpicks, I think. They impact the game more. So I would place this in S tier normally, but because of those, top of A. I feel like it's fair. And then we have Big Shots. Big Shots is on the same level of Jump Club, of Rollouts, those games that you have to survive at Block Party. It's a single seesaw, you have to survive a bunch of projectiles. It's not super exciting, it's okay. Certainly better than a whole lot of games here, but at the same time, I mean, most of the time you will be standing still or just moving slightly left to right. At most you will have to move to the other side before it tumbles over, or to dodge a really large obstacle like a planet. Grabbers can be annoying, but they rarely are like detrimental that they can cost you. They can cost you a game, but that's rare. I feel like most people are worried about the projectiles instead. I would say this game is better than Snowball Survival. Just like here. Then it's a good game. I guess it's a good game. Now Basketfall. Oh boy. So Basketfall seriously made me consider boosting Egg Siege and Tail Tag to E to give it a tier of its own, because God, it is awful. It is such a bad game. It is the worst game in Fall Guys by a mile. Easily the worst game. Honestly, yeah, I would say Hoarders is a little bad now. But I would prefer to play Hoarders over the Egg games. For sure. No, Egg Siege doesn't deserve that luxury. Egg Scramble, you're alone on bad, but by God, this game is bad. Basketfall. What is wrong with it? Try everything. I think they fixed one of the issues, which is when you respawn you will face the right direction now. I don't recall facing the wrong direction last time, but then again I haven't played it in a while, thankfully. But everything else, like getting grabbed, is incredibly annoying. If you're jumping while you get grabbed, the ball flies off to the stratosphere and you will never see it again. Okay, that's an exaggeration, but yeah, it's very annoying when you jump and the ball just flies off. It's a new bug, I guess. I assume it's a bug, because it's really annoying. The whole drop the item and pick it in front of you strategy is way too effective. Yeah, you can play mind games, like you can. I done this once, like you grab a person and they drop it and pick it up again, but then you grab them and then you let go and they let go and you take the item from them. It can be fun when it happens. If you can juke them by jumping beforehand with the, if you predict, because there's gonna be latency. If you predict their movement and jump over them or to the side and they just miss the grab, can be fun. But throwing the balls feels very inconsistent to me. I've tried every single combination, like jump and then throw, jump, dive in place, just dive, stop and dive, everything you can imagine. I just don't know how it works. I think it might have some latency issues related to this, but most of the time it doesn't work. Defending your net or your basket is useless, completely useless. Because you're gonna grab a fall guy, and if they don't do the ball drop trick, the ball's gonna fly towards your goal because they're facing that direction. So you get punished for defending your own net. So the best strategy, if they have a ball, you're better off just leaving it and waiting for the next one. Golden balls completely ruin the balance of this game. Completely ruin it. They're way too common to be. They shouldn't exist. I think either make them crazy common or just remove them altogether. I think. Not a well-designed game, I don't think. I feel like it should be something like along the lines of the court, the basketball court is on elevated platform, and below is a bottomless pit. You respawn if you fall in, and the baskets are out of reach. You can't jump to them. You can just throw, and they are lower than the arena, so you can throw them and they land on the ball. Oh, the land on the basket. You can't jump there. You can physically get there. You can just throw the ball and it will fly there from a distance. That's how I would do it. The balls, the nets stay lower than the. Let me see if I can. Just a second here. Yeah, let's just quickly do it here. Something like this. Here's the arena. Basket down here. Basket down here. This is a bottomless pit. You throw the ball from here, and your fall guy is unable to reach this thing. That's what I'm talking about. There's a division here. The balls fall here in the middle, and you will throw the ball from the edge into the baskets from here. That's how I would fix it. Right now, I really dislike basketball. It's the worst game. Whew. Power Trip. So Power Trip has a lot of basketball problems, but at the same time it has less of them. So good for it. Grabbing is still incredibly annoying. If a person decides they're gonna grab you for your battery, and why wouldn't they? Because they need a battery. You're not gonna do anything. You're not gonna get anything done. You may do the whole drop and pick it up again trick, but you're not gonna tag tiles. You're not gonna move. You're not gonna do much. I feel like it's easier to juke in Power Trip than in Basketball, because in Basketball everyone knows where you're going. They know where you're trying to go. In Power Trip you can keep them guessing. You can change direction. There are many tiles you can choose. There's a second floor. There are ramps. There are each team's bases you can tag. So there is more room to juke. And what else is there? And if you're left alone, it's still not perfect, but it's way better, much better than just. I can get some really close games, and even when I lose in these circumstances, I'm not annoyed. I'm like, yep, well, the best team won. But there's still an issue where if you're winning by a substantial amount, you can basically take yourself and an enemy player out of the match by running after them all the time in circles. You're both gonna run after each other, and you're both removing yourselves from the match, completely removing that player and keeping your advantage in that sense. So it's a little, I would say it's not even a little bad. It's a bad game, but not as bad as Egg Scramble. So that is my tier list for Season 4 so far. Tomorrow, Season 4.5. I already have a video I recorded yesterday, or the day before that, I think, which is gonna go live, so it's not gonna be Season 4.5, but I will also record a Season 4.5 video tomorrow, just to get one out, and then I'm gonna record a bunch for the next days. And I'll see you guys then. And when Season 4 ends, who knows, I'll review this tier list with the new variants we will get, the new levels we'll get. There are 2 new levels coming. Apparently one of them is going to be a variation of Slime Climb. Same principle, climb over before the rising slime gets you. And the other one I'm not quite sure. I think it's a final. I don't quite understand what the game is, but we'll see. Well, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'm RP Varela. If you guys like my content, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you next time. See ya!